What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we're going to be talking about the new and updated Vault of Glass that launched today, a moment a lot of us have definitely been waiting for. And with this updated raid, obviously, came a ton of new exotic weapons, with of course those elemental burns. I've got to say, I did get pretty lucky with my rewards. Obviously, the weapons are quite common if you do the challenge modes, but the armor pieces, I managed to get quite a ton of them for all three of my characters. So I managed to do the Vault of Glass on all three characters with both the challenge modes, of course, the Atheon and Templar ones. And if you do them, you are guaranteed a massive amount of stuff in return. Again, the weapons are pretty common, but the armor tend to be a bit more rare. I think if you're experienced with the Vault and if you're level 400, you shouldn't have too much trouble. They can be a little bit tricky because there's quite a lot to juggle, and I could imagine new players definitely struggling a little bit, but for the most part, they're pretty decent of a challenge, and obviously the way you're rewarded is definitely making up for it. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that I've picked up myself, my thoughts on them, and also using them in action. And of course, let me know in the comment section what kind of stuff you've picked up yourself. I'm sure a time of you guys got lucky as well. So beginning with the weapons, of course, like I said, if you do all of the challenge modes, so 6 in total on all your characters, you're pretty much guaranteed to get all of the primaries. You'd have to get quite unlucky to not. I mean, both times in the Crota and this week with Atheon, everyone in my fire team always got all 4 of the primaries in terms of the exotics, but at least you're guaranteed definitely like 3 out of the 4 at least. So your chances are pretty high. Obviously, the main things people want are the Fatebringer and Vision of Confluence. So weird to see these things actually in year 3, and it's so nice to have these elemental burns back with the beautiful Firefly and Outlaw. We also have the Vision of Confluence, which honestly is one of my personal favorite weapons, and I think I may have used this more than the Fatebringer itself. I know a lot of people tend to gravitate towards the Fatebringer, but I myself was always a Vision of Confluence kind of person, and this is probably one of my most used weapons in terms of Destiny Year 1. I basically just never let go of this thing. Second I got it in the raid, I basically just threw it on and never stopped using it, so really happy to get my Vision of Confluence back with full auto, solar burn, and Zen moment for bonus stability. Now, the one thing I didn't get was actually the most important weapon, and that's the Vex Mythoclast. Of course, the exotic, same as how it used to be, you have to get lucky from the hard mode and hope it drops for you when you kill Atheon. But yeah, Byf actually managed to get this. He did 3 raids, and he was the only person to get this. And funnily enough, he was actually the last person to get it initially in year 1. I'm pretty sure it took him about 4 months from the launch of Destiny until actually getting it for himself. I'm not joking, we actually went through doing the raids every single Tuesday, and it took him about 4 or 5 months to finally get the Mythoclast. So it looks like RNG is definitely flipped, and now he's the first and only one to actually get the weapon. But of course, you have the Chrono Shot Ornament, looking very cool and shiny. Obviously, there's nothing new here, it hasn't been changed or buffed or nerfed. The exact same Mythoclast we know and love, but now you can actually use it relevantly at light levels. But there you go, that is the Mythoclast. Let me know in the comment section how many of you guys got it. It seems to be a very rare drop at the moment. Now, another thing about these weapons, they also have the Oracle Disruptor perk, which is really, really handy. Obviously, if you didn't know, the challenge for Atheon is for every single one of your fire team members, so all 6 of you, to have killed one of the oracles in each damage phase of Atheon. So when you're teleported, some of you have to go through the portal, and obviously damage is very, very important. So having the bonus on these primaries is really, really crucial. So yeah, that makes these weapons even more kind of viable. And something I used initially was this thing, the PRAEDYTH'S Timepiece. Not really a huge fan of this gun. Obviously, it's the fastest rate to fire, so same as a Clever Dragon, which isn't too great these days. And the perks you can see are quite average. I mean, definitely not for PvE. I mean, Secret Round is a garbage perk anyway, and Head Seeker is okay in Crucible. A lot of people swear by this perk, but it's not that crazy in terms of damage increase. So it's a decent perk, but in terms of PvE, it's also pretty average. So in general, this isn't one of the main standout weapons, but it's still a very nice gun to have, and it's got very nice sights and basically a bullet hose of arc burn, so it can come in handy at some situations. There's also the ATHEON'S Epilogue, which is quite an underrated weapon. Definitely not a PvP version, but in PvE, it's actually quite accurate and can just be, again, a bullet hose of void damage. But there are, of course, going to be new avoid weapons with King's Fall and Wrath of the Machine. So those are probably going to overtake this, to be honest, but still a very cool gun. So there you go, those are the primaries. And we also got a normal version of ATHEON'S Epilogue and the Fatebringer. And this is my Amarga Loop, the old classic God roll. This thing was seeing me through until this update, but now, of course, I've got an actual Fatebringer, so I guess this thing isn't really needed anymore. This thing definitely served me well, and I used it up until I got the Fatebringer. Now, in terms of special, the only one I got was the PRAEDYTH'S Revenge, the classic sniper. Again, this is basically my introduction to sniping Crucible with the classic ambush scope. And quick draw, this thing is really, really awesome. Not really too sure if it will stand up to the current snipers when I've got like God roll LDRs and longbows, but still a pretty nostalgic gun and fires really fast, so can be good in some situations. In terms of heavy, I got literally nothing, so not very lucky there. I got 2 of these brand new Templar shells, which of course were added recently to fill in the missing loot tables. Vault of Glass never actually had ghost shells, so now I've got these nice golden and shiny ones. And now in terms of the armor is where I got definitely very lucky. Like I said, weapons, pretty much everyone gets all 4 of the primaries. It's not really too rare to find someone that has all of them. But the armor pieces, those can be very, very kind of hard to come by. So I managed to get quite a lot on my hunter. I got the helmet, the chest piece, the legs, and also the cloak. And then for the Warlock, as you can see, I've got the helmet. In terms of gauntlets, I've got the gauntlets for the Warlock as well. For the chest piece, I've got the Titan and also some Titan boots. And then class items, I also got the Bond and the Mark. So a ton of stuff here. And of course, all this stuff will activate with the ornaments, which I haven't quite decided on what I'm going to use yet. I'm still kind of thinking about which set I want to put all my ornaments into. I was never really a fan of the Hunter gear set for Vault of Glass. I think most people would agree it's definitely the least good looking out of the 3. Of course, this does have the ornaments, which you can have that Vex robotic leg, which does look very, very cool, I must add. So yeah, you can have an actual robot leg if you want to, or you can change it to, of course, look blue if you want to have that theme instead. Then, of course, you have the 2 emblems for completing the challenge mode for the Templar and Atheon. So in a recent video, I mentioned my band group, which is basically my own community that I made for you guys as a place to talk about Destiny in general and post any cool creations, and also an LFG to match up with others in the band if you want to do raids or trials or anything else. Already 750 of you guys came over here, which is awesome, and I've seen hundreds of you guys getting in fire teams, chatting about Destiny and the latest news, and it's definitely a lot more chill than any LFG, which tends to be a bit of a mess. But also the people on here will know that I regularly invite people from this band to join my fire team if I'm doing quests or strikes or crucible. So if you do want a chance to play with me, then this is where I sometimes invite people from. So I also mentioned that the awesome guys over at Band regularly host giveaways for you guys, and what they're doing now is essentially a competition in which 30 of you will be given $200 gift cards. So what you need to do is create your own band pages for your clan. So maybe you found a group of people you're starting to play with regularly, or you've already got a clan. If you download the band app on your phone, then create your own group under the Games Clans category. Once your band is at least 5 people in it, you're qualified for the competition, and 30 of you will be randomly selected to win $200 worth of gift cards. So all you need to do is have a minimum of 5 people. That does include yourself, so 4 other people including yourself. That could be your friends or clanmates, whoever you want, and it has to be on the mobile app. So when your band has at least 5 people in it, then you'll enter to join the competition. And also as a bonus, I'll be joining one of your bands myself to come say hello. So there you go. If you aren't already on this band, then this is even more reason to do so. And like I said, everyone over here is super chill. So hope to see more of you guys over here joining my band. The link will always be down in the description. And of course, making your own to get entered into that competition too. And it's perfect timing with new raids as well. So plenty of people looking for new fire teams to join. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, a like rating would be much appreciated. Of course, stay tuned for many more videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.